Next on Worcester News Tonight, Worcester's DPW addresses water quality in the city at its State of the Lakes presentation. Plus, 2 local women making a difference in the community are honored at tonight's Women of Consequence award ceremony. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The City of Worcester presents State of the Lakes Thursday. The program showed the latest results of Worcester DPW's monitoring programs for city ponds and lakes. The city also showcasing the initiatives they've taken to ensure residents have the best water possible. Our Cam Jandro's live in Worcester tonight with more. Cam?
Anna, there are 20-plus lakes and ponds scattered throughout the city of Worcester. Some are in better shape than others, but for the last 2 years or so, Worcester DPW has had a new in-depth program which helps them determine whether or not a body of water is safe for the public to go in and use. City leaders and residents got a first-hand look at the bottom of Bell Pond Thursday. The footage was taken by a robot sent to the bottom of the water. The city presented the footage at its second annual State of the Lakes.
The lakes and ponds in Worcester are generally in good condition. They are susceptible to certain things that happen in urban areas.
Certain things like litter, bacteria, and invasive plants. Since 2017, Worcester has been testing the quality of its ponds and lakes almost monthly. The city says Coe's Pond and Indian Lake face major challenges to its water quality during swimming season.
There's phosphorus issues like with Indian Lake and Coe's Ponds where that can lead to algae blooms in hot weather.
Peter Coffin is a coordinator for the Blackstone Headwaters Coalition. The nonprofit's goal is to ensure high-quality water for city residents.
What you do on the land affects the water. So we want to encourage good stewardship of people, everyone, how they treat the land, thinking about how it might affect the water.
The BHC was one of 10 water quality organizations at the presentation. Coffin says the quality of recreational water isn't as crucial as drinking water, but still has significant value.
Why should people care about the river? So that they can go down and picnic, that doesn't smell bad, that they can go out and kayak in it, and on a hot day, if they take their shoes off, they can skip stones.
Now, the city says they're looking to create an educational video for the public on how to keep things clean at your local ponds and lakes. They also say they'll be posting the results from this in-depth investigation on their website. Live in Worcester tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
A car into a utility pole on Webster Street in Worcester this evening. It required National Grid to respond to the scene. It appears the car struck the pole, cracking it in half. The car had damage on the front and the back windshield as well. No word on what caused the crash or if there were any injuries. Well, 2 Worcester women making a difference in the community are honored at tonight's Women of Consequence Award ceremony. The 2019 Women of Consequence Award was presented to Imrana Sufi, founder and director of Muslim Community Link. The Young Women of Consequence Award was presented to Micah Perrier Demonier, a senior at Worcester Academy who co-founded a theater program for 5th grade public school students. The Worcester Advisory Committee on the Status of Women holds the event to highlight the extraordinary women in the community near International Women's Day each year.
And I think it's an inspiration to others and other young women to say, look it, you can get involved too, and look at how you can be honored at City Hall and with all of these people coming out and celebrating you. I think to celebrate what women are doing, and I think we probably can't do that enough.
International Women's Day will be celebrated tomorrow, March 8th. Alex Trebek has become a household name as host of Jeopardy for more than 30 years. He announced this week he's facing stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Trebek has hosted nearly 8,000 episodes of the game show, meeting contestants like Ali Ross from WPI. The announcement came as a shock to many. Dr. Wahid Wassef says pancreatic cancer is difficult to diagnose initially, and by the time it's identified, it's advanced. The UMass Memorial Medical Center doctor says the treatments available are not sophisticated as for breast and colon cancer. Dr. Wassef says the survival rate goes by which stage the cancer's in.
It's now referred to in the news, it's months, 6 months to a year maybe. But if the cancer is identified early, which is in stage 1, which is rare, people have a better survival.
Trebek says he plans to beat the low survival rate statistics for the disease, saying, "Truth told, I have to, because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years." Worcester reaches a new host agreement with its 14th recreational marijuana business. Nature's Remedy on Southbridge Street is the latest addition. Jake Sanders of the city manager's office says when they're approached with a potential host agreement, there are many issues to consider. Mainly, the city wants to make sure there's plenty of parking and a consistent amount of product. We've
got to locate them in a lot of different places, and this group in particular, they have access to product, which they have a facility in Lakeville where they're cultivating marijuana, and that's actually important too. We see that there's a shortage of product throughout the state right now.
Sanders says they are not taking any more applications for retail marijuana shops, but they are still taking applications for manufacturing licenses in the marijuana industry. The planning board in the town of Charlton votes no confidence in the town administrator and the Board of Selectmen. The unanimous vote came at their Wednesday meeting. Earlier this year, the planning board rejected the site plan application for Valley Green Grow, which was looking to build a 1 million square foot facility at Charlton Orchards. The company has since filed an appeal. The chairman of the planning board says the town administrator caused undue stress to administrative staff as well as the planning board. A Worcester memorial honors those who have lost their lives in a fire. Thursday, dozens gathered to remember 3 victims who will be added to the memorial, including firefighter Christopher Roy. The memorial was created by the Maine South Alliance for Public Safety as a reminder for fire safety. Our Brittany Schaefer has the story.
Firefighter Christopher J. Roy, age 36.
3 names will be added to this Main Street memorial. The monument commemorates people who have died in fires since 1986.
This is yet one more sad day for the fire department for the city of Worcester.
In 2016 and 2017, there were no fire deaths in Worcester. Maria Montalvo, Jacqueline Cardinal, and firefighter Christopher Roy will join the 50 names already inscribed on the monument. District Chief Robert Courtney says it's heartbreaking to see another firefighter on the memorial.
Just going to that fire was right up the street, and actually remember coming down Main Street, taking the left on the Lowell Street, I could see that stone right there, and it's like, oh, forget what he did for everyone.
The Maine South Alliance for Public Safety holds this annual event to remember 4 lives lost on this day in 1990. A 28-year-old mother and her 3 young children died in a fire started by a gas space heater. Chairman William Breaux says this past year was tragic.
The tragedy of 2018 make it no easier to do this. It's painful. They fight fires. Their job is to save lives, and they do that. And then when you see they lose one of their own, it's tough.
Courtney says unfortunately next year at least 1 more name will be added to the monument.
Already there's another fatality going back to 2019. So again, our 2019 is off to a bad start as well.
The monument also serves as a reminder of the importance of fire safety. Courtney says to make sure you always have 2 exits out of your home. As for the 3 names, Breaux says they'll be added in the next few weeks. On Main Street, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A driver loses her battle in court over a $55 ticket. She got it for honking at an Auburn police officer. She's furious, but police say it's within their rights. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
Stephanie Kelly never thought honking her horn would get her a ticket.
I'm furious, really.
In November, Kelly says she was driving on Route 20 in Auburn when a black SUV pulled out in front of her. She says she used her horn and swerved out of the way.
As I pulled up to the side of the vehicle, I went, "What are you doing?" And I looked and saw the police patch.
The officer was pursuing another car but pulled Kelly over, giving her a $55 ticket for excessive and unnecessary use of her horn.
My little Prius, it's unconscionable.
She says she was also accused of giving the officer the middle finger, which she says she did not do. Kelly fought the ticket in court, but the judge ruled in favor of the officer.
I feel like he bullied me, that he abused his power, and he's sticking it to me because he can. He's a police officer.
Attorney Kevin Larson says there is a statute in place making it illegal to use your horn unreasonably. And at hearings, the odds are stacked against you.
I don't see it applied very often. That's what the horn's for, ultimately to signal to people, but you're not supposed to use it in a threatening or harassing manner. It comes down to he said, she said, and oftentimes the court does, side with the police.
In a statement, the Auburn Police Department says the officer issues 400 citations a year without generating a single formal complaint, exemplifying the professionalism that we expect from our officers during their interactions with the community. Kelly says although she ended up spending nearly $500 in court fees for the $55 ticket, she would fight it again.
I stood up for what I believe in and what's right and what's wrong, and this was wrong.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Brody Simoncini, winner of this year's IHOP Kids Chef Competition, had a chance to show off his award-winning pancake at IHOP in Northborough today. Friends and family had a chance to jump in and make Brody's Oreo Oh My Goodness recipe, as well as their own creations. If you're looking for a good place to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, the city of Worcester is in the top 50 in the United States. The heart of the Commonwealth was rated 46th in a survey from Wallet Hub. The city of Boston was number 1 before it was bumped out by top spot of Chicago this year. Boston is now 4th in the country. This year, you can catch the St. Patrick's Parade live on Charter TV3. Our coverage begins at 12:30 Sunday.